So everything that's on Google
I
is
don't know
real?
any billionaires, dude. Does that mean to say they're not out there? Of course they're out there.
So does it mean that a billionaire is a little bit different to someone flying?
Do you realise how many people in the world right now there are? I'm probably talking in the tens of thousands who actually experience the supernatural where they've actually floated up off the ground and stuff.
Levitated.
Levitation.
And
you can see stuff on YouTube of levitation. You can see Tibetan monks and stuff rising up off the ground levitating. So you're trying to say that that doesn't exist?
If someone could fly the whole population of the Earth, if it was real.
But that's not what it's all about. It's not about... That's another sign, John, that what actually is happening is your mind has been corrupted by this whole Western mindset where really, if something is going to happen, it's got to be put out there, it's got to be promoted, it's got to be projected, it's got to be seen by thousands and thousands.
It would be seen by thousands.
There are people that are encountering the spirit realm in their home, in private, on a daily, regular basis that are seeing all sorts of phenomenal stuff, but you think it's got to be seen by, like, millions of people to be believed. That's a bunch of bull.
5 million people. Someone would tune in to watch someone fly. Imagine what that would create. You wouldn't be able to hide that. Do you know what I mean? Or the Easter Bunny.
But that's fine. That's fine. I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm just saying that there is a realm there which people are touching on a daily basis, which is very, very real.
Can people fly?
Red suit and flies around the world and delivers presents to everyone. Wouldn't you?
And just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not real.
I'm talking about a realm that people on a daily basis are encountering. Just because you... See, the thing is, you wrap yourself up in your world. That's your world. You don't encounter these people, so I'm not expecting you to, on a daily basis, meet up with people, dude, who are actually doing this stuff. But just because you don't meet up with people who are doing this stuff doesn't mean to say it's not real and it doesn't exist. Dude, I'm not even talking about people... like witchcraft, Satanism. I'm talking about people that are involved in the New Age, and they encounter all sorts of crazy stuff. You can go on Google, dude, you don't even have to put in anything, I believe. Just bang stuff in there.
You're tenacious, I'll give you that.
See the stuff that comes up.
Google, I could bang anything into Google. You could say, what's the world record of farting a day, and that's come up as
Google. This stuff exists because you haven't seen it.
So you...
They're obviously not in the bedroom.
I've looked in every other room, though.
What do you mean you've looked in every other room?
I've looked in every other room. Where else can she hide in?
Have you checked the bathroom?
Yeah. Where in the bathroom is there to hide stuff?
Have you checked the supplies cupboard?
Yeah.
Behind all the stuff? Because it's quite packed.
Aha, I've not looked in this drawer before, properly.
Okay. Have you checked the hut? Sam? Have you checked the smokers area of the hut?
The hut I need to check again. But I don't think it's in the hut. Whose drawer's this? With crisps and Jaffa cakes in it.
Pardon? Those are mine. That's my secret stash.
Okay then, I'll let that be.
You know, I put those there weeks ago, just in case we ever had, and just in case we ever put back on basic rations.
Drawer. And I've 100% checked everything, and that's my drawer. But definitely not there. No. Definitely not there. Definitely not there. Definitely not there. Definitely not behind there. Right, so. Definitely not in this area. That area. 100% out. 100% out.
Have you checked the hut?
I'm going to check that in a minute.
What happens to their clothes?
That is well more tangible than this physical.
So their clothes invisible as well? That's to be a particular brand. Like what? Can you...
You can believe what you want to believe.
Like a cap.
Okay.
John, you can believe what you want to believe, but I know that the supernatural realm is very, very real. I know it is.
And that's where people are flying.
There is a place you can get to in the spirit realm where you suddenly have authority over this physical, natural realm. When you start living in that realm, suddenly you're able to do things that are outside of this.
You looked under the mattress?
So, like for instance, in film The Matrix, some of the stuff they were touching on in the film The Matrix, although it seemed like crazy, it was like, man, that is immense, that is phenomenal.
Still does.
There are people, dude, who are starting to touch on and walking some of that stuff.
Like the Matrix.
Like what's on The Matrix.
This argument is so pointless. You'll never get through to Dave ever. I've tried so many times. You'll never get through to him.
He could be like the world's
And
most
that's
famous
okay.
cat burglar.
I mean, like, it's okay to have different...
The world's most
Really,
famous ninja.
It's okay for me to believe there is something outside of this physical...
Oh yeah, I'm totally agree with
Because
that.
I encounter that realm on a daily basis.
Yeah, I
I
totally...
mean, that realm to me is very, very
And
good.
I respect that, but talking about you're on another level. Talking about people morphing into werewolves,
not
people
in-
turning invisible and
Like
flying.
I
said,
That's like the Fantastic Four.
You've only got to go onto YouTube and stuff, dude. Or go on.
Maybe it was the invisible person who phoned. That's why we're not seeing it.
You can go on.
You guys can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not asking you to believe it.
Have you seen anyone morph into an animal?
No, I haven't. I'm not even talking to you now about stuff that I've seen with my own eyes. I'm not talking to you about like things
I would
that
guess someone in the
unnecessarily,
bathroom
like,
just
believe
spends a
you
lot of
should
time
do
in
it
there.
or are available to us. I'm talking about like documented stuff. I'm talking about
Sure, it's double
reality
check.
that goes on in realms that in spheres that we don't necessarily touch it. So like you've wrapped yourself up in your world. That's your little world.
Not really. I don't really care enough about if there was another world.
Is all that exists.
I didn't say that because I'm not really interested enough to worry about it. But
You want to have a little walk through a couple of, like you said, like a couple of the villages in Africa, go to some place like Sumatra in Indonesia, go into some of the places in the jungle, where the people like give their lives
Smells
to
nice,
the
doesn't it?
supernatural realm, and ask them about some of the stuff they've seen. Real people, ask them about some of the stuff that some of the witch doctors and warlocks...
yeah, but how am I supposed to believe them? Like I'm struggling to. You're my mate, and I'm struggling to believe you. So
You don't have to believe it, and the reason you don't believe it is because you have put your rational Greek mind above everything else. And
what do you mean?
unless
What do you mean
can see it-
Greek?
Good.
Or turn invisible, I'll believe
But
you.
the thing- but the
And that's
thing is-
exactly what he said when
But
he...
the thing
when
is,
he-
Jay, the reason why you can't see it is because the world that you're living in is so limited.
Well, how am I meant to live in another world?
I'm saying to you, the world is a really big place. There's a lot of people who are experiencing a lot of crazy stuff out there. You look, for instance, at like, you know, people involved in spiritualism, fortune telling, flipping, it could be anything like that. Even just simple things like that. They're experiencing realms that are different than the realms that you walk in. It doesn't mean to say that the stuff they're experiencing is wrong or it doesn't exist. It does.